Okay, so I've got one for you, and this is about why I went from using square tapered bottom brackets to hollow tapered hollowware, sorry. And this is a bag of a few bottom brackets that failed. So the reason why they failed. So this one's a sun race, and this failed. It was wonky. The bearings, you could feel the bearings rubbing. I don't know if you can hear that, but that sound was the reason I took it out, because it would squeak every time I used it. So within 6 months of using something, you would think that that wouldn't be the case, but that was the case. And it's frustrating because it's annoying to take them out. Also, they cost money. I think I got them about £20 because I bought two. Both of them failed. That's the other one. That one, I don't know if you can see, but it's just jerky. Again, the bearings failed. It's not like they're just some normal one, they're actually branded, so that's annoying. This one, what is this? This is an Oxford one. Same again. It's rubbing, and this is after about 6 months again, which is frustrating as well. So I don't know what's going on, because they're all different brands. They're all failing. These ones, this one, the pedals kept falling off. These are square tapered, but they're ones where you've got the ball bearings on the outside, if you know what I mean. They're not sealed up. Look, another one. This one, I think the pedal fell off this one as well. So that was frustrating as well. So it's not always the bottom bracket, but it's not good that the pedals fall off, and the I've tried Loctite, that doesn't work. I've tried hammering it in with a little slither of foil, that doesn't work. Like, it works for a few weeks or so, and then it'll start falling off again. It's frustrating because they all cost money. So this is the reason why I went to this was like in about a year on two different bikes. On one bike it was about 3, and that was frustrating. On another bike it was 2 different ones that were failed. One bike was what's it called, done by Halfords, and one was done by another shop. The Oxford one was done by a shop that's local to me, and they failed twice. And they refused to take accountability for the failure of their part. And I went again, and the same thing happened. This was within a week, by the way, that it happened. I told him, look, it's squeaking. He said, no, it's not. I said, yes, it is. Put a bit of WD-40 on the outside of it, and it was still there, the squeak. And then I went again. I said, look, change it. He said, I don't want to change it. I said, change it. He said, I don't want to change it. I said, please, can you change it? And he changed it, and the same problem happened, which was frustrating, and just left a bad review. I didn't want to go back because I don't like that shop. I don't like people who aren't honest. So yeah, that's why I just don't trust these. They used to be good. The bottom brackets used to be good, but I just don't trust the bottom brackets. I've got a Shimano one, that's a square one, but I just don't trust it. If it's not that, it's the pedal. So I just have chosen to put all my bikes on Hollowtech 2. Just because the pedal falling has been an issue with me for years now, and it's just frustrating when you buy bike or you change the parts, you expect it to last a while. Previously, parts have lasted me up to 10 years on the bottom bracket, and for some reason it's in the past 5 years or maybe more, the part quality has just come down. And like I said, it's not like these are cheap. £20 is quite a lot personally to me. So yeah, I just don't think that the parts are there anymore or are any good. If not, you have to, like, I've got square tapered what do you call it, chain rings and chain arms for these as well. I've just got a lot of spares, and I just don't know what to do with all of these spare parts, because I just don't trust these parts anymore. I think they're cheap. I think the arms are all cheap as well, the arms that go on with the chain ring. And yeah, I think that the Holotech parts, they just seem a bit more stable, a bit more expensive. It's got a safety feature where if the bolts come out, it's got a little switch, whereas this stuff, it's just you put it in and you need a special tool to take it out. But if you're on the road and they fail, it just starts to wobble. When it starts to wobble, you have to get a Allen wrench out to screw all these nuts and bolts in. Do you know what I mean? Like this one's got a bolt on it, whereas, you know, like you'd prefer to have that's not the big issue, but you know what I mean, like having extra like oversized Allen wrenches. And I have carried it around, and every few miles you'd stop to try to fix it, and it gets frustrating after a while. So that's just my experience. Obviously other people have different experiences, different parts from different brands, different pedal arms, do you know what I mean? But from my experience, if the pedal keeps failing and the parts keep failing, it's not a good thing. It's horrible, especially like in England when the weather's horrible, you're out in the rain and you're stuck in the middle of nowhere. You might end up having to walk, or you have to tighten it all up again after like every so often. And the more you tighten it, the quicker it seems to want to come out after a while. So personally, I don't trust these parts anymore. I think they're very cheaply made. I've had all different types in terms of the brands by different shops, and I don't think they last long as they used to last in the past. So I think the quality's gone down, or there's other or I'm not like it's not like these are just unofficial parts or anything. Well, they are, but what I mean is they're all branded parts. They might not be Shimano or SRAM or whatever, but I've only got these because that's the thing that's available to me at that time, because you can't just pick what you want and just put it on, because people don't have what you're always looking for in terms of, like, I would prefer like a brand that would last forever. But if you're going in a shop, you're using the parts that they have, unless you have a spare, and when you go to these shops, they like measure this out, and you know what I mean, like we can't measure it out unless we take it out, and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, it's frustrating because like all the shops want to do that, and I think it's actually not as, like, realistically they can measure it, but they don't. And I'll tell you what, you can measure it from the outside of the frame, unless I'm wrong. That's what I think they should do, but people say you have to take the part out and measure it, and that's a bit frustrating, because you can literally measure the outside of the frame, because that gives you the size, right? Am I wrong about that? I mean, if I am, then please someone tell me if I am, but that's what I would have thought. That's how you measure the part. It doesn't actually have to come out, because what they're doing is they want to look at these numbers But if you've got a ruler, these numbers should be pretty close to what the the outside of the barrel is. Because when I've been to these shops, I only go by what numbers they are, and they don't even know what they're doing. Some of these people that that are in these bike shops, they know how to put the parts on, but they've never taken apart the actual parts themselves to see what's inside them. They have like limited knowledge about these parts. So you sort of have to go to them with knowledge that you have, because they don't have like the best knowledge. They only know what they know, or they're just too lazy to actually understand. Not all of them, I'm not saying all of them are like that, but a lot of them just want to rip you off. Like when I took my bottom bracket to the shop for the Holotech, the guy just sold me a standard one without any rings on it. And then I had to get extra rings for it and stuff, which was frustrating. So yeah, you just have to sort of do your research about bike parts. But yeah, look at them, they're disgusting, aren't they? But I bet that's everyone's parts. But yeah, I personally don't like these anymore. So if you are gonna put Holotech, it requires less tools. It's so simple. These take sometimes I'm there like with a spanner, and I'm just crushing the spanner into these little grooves with the special parts that are there, and it ends up sometimes like you're fighting it. One side comes out easy, the other side you're just really pushing it in and trying to crank it out, and it doesn't want to always come out. Whereas the other one, it just requires a tool, and you just have to tap the hammer on, because it's a cylinder that goes into another cylinder, do you know what I mean? And it comes out, you just push the other sides out. It's got a plastic in the middle, but I don't know, because I've only tested it short term. But the other bikes that I had, the expensive bikes, don't have square tapered, they have Holotech. But everyone's got their own opinions. So yeah, I personally don't like these things. I don't like them anymore. I'm done with them, and they're all going in the bin. So if you've got square tapered and they come off, Holotech is the way forward. I bought a bike. I've got two bikes. One I converted from square tapered to Holotech. The other one I bought a horrible bike from eBay, which was all mangled up, but it had a bottom bracket that was Holotech, and I just fixed that bike up. And the guy who sold it was an idiot, because he sold it without, the fork was loose, in terms of it had no spaces between the handlebar, the stem, and the frame. There was like a few spaces missing, and it had lots of issues, but overall I fixed it up, sorted out the wheel and stuff. But I only bought it because of the Holotech, and now I'm getting rid of all my bikes with the square tapered. And this to me is like not dead technology. I think they are good. It's just that the manufacturing process, I think, is cheap. That's what it is. There's something about these things that they're making really cheap for some reason. Well, it's profit, isn't it? It's not some reason. So yeah, like I don't know what brands to trust. That's the thing. The Holotech that I've got on my bike, I think they're all Shimano. I could be wrong. I'm just thinking. Whereas on the chain rings themselves, while it might be Shimano and the pedal arms are Shimano, the rings themselves are they can be Shimano, but you can all buy different ones. And I've had a Chinese ring on one of my bikes, and that's lasted a few years, which is quite good. I even had to mess around with that part itself, because it wasn't 100% accurate. But yeah, you just want to get rid of all these parts that you don't want. I've got loads of these parts. Like, these are the old ones that I replaced for the Holotech. So I won't be using these, but I've just kept these just for like measurement, and they're quite cool. I mean, they're aluminium, so they're really light as well. You just have to measure them from there to there, and I can't remember, I think it's from there to there, and 4 holes or 5 holes, and you just have to measure it out. Whereas the other one is square ones. So yeah, so this is how these come. See? So yeah, you know, like this is worn out, as you can tell, but it's really good because all you have to buy is 1, 2, and then there's another one. Generally, the second ring is fine, and the third ring, the smaller one, is fine, but it's only this one that you have to replace. So yeah, if you're gonna change to Holotech, it's definitely worth, in my experience. But I've only tested these ones not for that long. But I have got Holotech bikes. It's just that I don't ride them because I consider them a bit more premium, so I don't always take them out. But now I'm going to take them out in the winter with the ones that I've got. So anyway, that's it for that one. It wasn't just about just ranting to you guys, whoever is there listening anyway. It was more about my experience, and if you've got the same experience, then you might want to change technology and decide what's good for you. So look, this one's like this is a new part. I've got this, taking it out. I don't know what to do with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a Halford one. It's all different brands. Anyway, that's it for that. And if you're going to Holotech, I would recommend it personally, because everything's like, well, you can change the parts, which is cool. Whereas this, it's you Holotech, what is it? You only need one tool to change the it's like this black tool with like all these little spikes on the outside, and it's just a wrench that you just twist, and you know, it's cool in that sense. Whereas this one, you have to have another tool with a spanner, which is requires a lot more pressure. That's the thing. But yeah, overall, up to what you do. Personally, Holotech all the way. Only because if you've got like the best parts, then fair enough. But you can't control if they come out or not. Because I have tried buying good parts. It's not like I'm just gonna buy cheap parts. But yeah, that's failed a lot, that part. Whereas the chains are fine, the cassettes are fine. The cassettes, chains, derailleurs, those things, like you can sort of repair on the road, but like bend them, and do you know what I mean? Like chain, once it snaps, you can sometimes link it together if you get home or whatever. But the arms falling off, that's frustrating. Anyway, you guys take care. Have a blessed evening, Christmas, New Year's, whatever it is, Easter, and have fun. Take care. God bless.